Today, hold on, it's my homie calling me on fucking Discord. Hold on, give me 1 second, Zach. Alright, so today I'm driving home and, I'm a little late to this situation, but I was driving home and I'm seeing this like little thing about about Silky. This little situation that popped up and it was showing Silky in his locker in these phase lockers and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. They got phase lockers. And I seen it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. And but I'm like, that's pretty cool. They got lockers, whatever, woo woo. So I like dig a little bit, and I come to find out like as I'm watching the video or whatever, because I had just got off work, et cetera, et cetera. But that don't really matter all too much. Um, I'm watching a video or whatever, and as I keep watching, I see Silky don't really like his locker all that much. So I'm like, that's kind of understandable. It don't seem all that cool, you know. He was saying like it don't really cater to him, which I kind of understood, but at the same time I didn't understand because I'm like, you're that's like literally where you're from, and you talk about it a lot, so I don't see how it don't really cater to you. I'm not, and I want to preference this with like I'm not some type of Silky hater. I don't like do all that extra shit like all Silky. Like don't get me wrong. Sometimes I feel like he do too much, but I'm not no parasocial ass nigga. Like I'm not. You're not gonna find me in the comments like, oh, Silky's doing extra, Silky's doing too much. All that extra shit. I don't really watch the streams, all that. Like now, I was just watching like like edited VODs and shit like that from like their streams, like previous streams from the day before, et cetera, et cetera. But like as of lately, I haven't really been watching that. Like I just mostly been playing the game or I've been watching anime, et cetera. So I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, like this is a peculiar situation. And as I'm watching, I go like I do a little research, whatever the case may be. I'm seeing that like the guy who created the lockers had something to say, and so basically the guy with the locker was basically saying like, oh well, we first he was like, well, we were on this time crunch, et cetera, et cetera. But then he also kind of like started saying, oh well, um well, there's not very many like everybody else's locker was easy to do because there was clips about them, like or we did like we had didn't have to do as much research to find out what they like. Like, this person told me they literally like this, or like, like I guess Jason had told him his favorite anime is with this. Ron in the payphone. No, Lacey had told him that he liked Kobe. They seen a clip of Jason saying all his talk about his favorite animes, et cetera, right? So I'm like, that's kind of stupid. Like that's a stupid way of saying that you just didn't kind of want to do the research. Like you were on a time crunch and you didn't want to do very much research. Because to say that there's not a lot of clips about Silky is insane, especially with the whole 2021 Silky being a thing, the whole red do rags a moron, and Silky's doing too much. Like I was just saying, like that whole like they like kind of like I don't want to say Silky hate, but like the whole Silky troll thing basically. And so with that whole thing, like, and then even now with the like you're him, bro, to geek, like all that shit, like so it was like, okay, to say is no clips of Silky is insane to me already, but to say like there's no clips of him like having these conversations about things that he like was kind of absurd to me too because there's a bunch of fucking clips of Silky talking about shit that he like him and Max at Trippy Red House talking about anime, or even just like him having conversations with Jason and Max about anime, or him, him just being into jewelry, or him saying that he like Pop Smoke all the time. Like, even if you were gonna go with the whole New York theme or whatever they were trying to do there, they could have did that way better. Like, it wasn't like they didn't the way that they. It's not even how what they did is how they did it. And but it's also part of what they did because I felt like y'all just kind of chose a cop out. Like y'all chose an easy outing. Like yeah, with Max the album release, I feel like yeah, that's off the top of the head. That's like literally too easy. And Ron with the payphone, that's like one of the most viral clips in Phase. So yeah, of course. And with the Dap, yeah, it's pretty easy. But like for Silky, it's like, bro, it's like you don't have to do much research to find out what Silky likes. Like the nigga talks like Max trolls him for playing Marvel Rivals and playing Multiverse. He came up in the 2K community. He for a long time he was doing GTA RP. Like they could have did a gaming theme. They could have did the New York thing, but they could have did it better. Like I just feel like they really just didn't care to try to really write it like he said. Like I kind of feel what he's saying. Cater it to him. Like they kind of just they was like fuck it. You know this is what we're going with. We're going to stick with it. Like we couldn't really find anything on him, which I feel like was BS because you probably didn't really even search too much. And then just kind of ran with that because it's like even with the whole, you know, these are my favorite anime things. There's clips of Jinxie saying his favorite animes. You know, there's clips of a lot of people's favorite things out there. Like, you're not gonna sit here and tell me there wasn't one clip of him mentioning what he likes at all. That's insane. Like, not one clip of him saying, "Oh, I'm into this" or "I'm into that." Like, he's in the cars. Like the dude likes a lot of stuff, so I just feel like that was an easier cop out than to say you all didn't do too much research on him or y'all didn't dive deep at all. Like saying it was a bunch of content out there about everybody. Because me personally, I did not know fucking I knew kind of like Jason watched anime. I didn't know if it was like a big thing for him, and I knew like I didn't know shit about Lacey. Honestly, like I didn't know that Lacey liked Kobe. I didn't know that that was a whole thing. Like it was just a whole bunch of shit, and it was just really weird to me. But I just wanted to come on here and speak about that because I feel like the internet gives a lot of people a hard time, especially with like niggas like Silky with the whole internet already trolling him. Like they just put it in a bad. They put the situation like on him as if he was in the wrong. When I feel like even the way that the dude commented, because Silky said like I would have asked him to do a remake with me, but he said like all the extra shit, so it was like it became a thing. And I don't know if they're still on for it, like if they go do the Locker remake or what they gonna do. But I feel like that was just kind of insane to sit there and say like, oh, I couldn't find any clips about him. Like there's literally no clips of him on the internet, and that's insane. And like even going through a few VODs, you can probably pretty much tell what the guy's into. Like it's not really hard to read him, and even like seeing like you know just seeing like you could it's a simple search up clips, like you could literally search up Silky being gifted and you could probably see him being gifted like some fucking art or something like that, like anything like that. Like I guess one guy gave him like a JJK poster or something like that. Like it's not hard to find out what these type of people like because the nigga's whole life is damn near on the internet. So it's like it's insane to sit here and say like act like he's the most mysterious motherfucker on earth when in reality you just didn't want to do the research on him. And that's just kind of what it was. So that's my personal take on it. I don't blame him for how he felt. Like I feel like feeling ungrateful would be a different thing. Like if he just was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like actually no, because that was kind of the vibe he gave off. I don't know. I feel like just I don't know. Like he wasn't ungrateful. He just did it. He didn't. He felt like one. He probably felt like it was rushed. One, and it was. The guy even said it was Kenzo or whatever his name was. Two, he felt like it didn't really match his theme or his vibe. Like I said, I just gave ample examples. Like they could have did anime. Um, he's even into basketball. Like the guys into sports, they could have did an anime theme, a sports theme. They could have did a GTA thing, a gaming theme. Period. Like all his favorite games on there. Like it's just even a Marvel theme would have went hard. Like it's just you. I feel like y'all went the extra mile for the rest of them, and probably because I'm not gonna say he's out the group. He's one of the bigger streamers, but he's still a big part of the whole streaming thing when it come to phase. But I feel like he got done dirty because he's lesser. He's lesser. I don't even want to say known because I feel like it's not really a being known thing. I feel like he's lesser known about, and I'm gonna say it like that. Like if you were to mention phase and people were to be like, oh well, who's your top three people for phase? Silky probably wouldn't be on people's top, like most people. I'm gonna say that most phase watchers, they're not gonna. He's not probably gonna be in their top like top three or top two. Like it's probably gonna be people like Max and Ron or Lacey and Ron or Lacey and Jason or Jason and Max and et cetera, like that. Because even with me at first, I was more like I honestly at first I was more of a Rage and Max, but as I watched Max and Silky grow together, I became more of a Max and Silky fan, and so it was like watching that duo come up. I've seen some clips. Like I've never really sat and watched a fucking Silky stream, and yeah, I still have at least a decent amount of knowledge to know if for some reason, which I don't know the guy, I don't know why I would ever gift him anything, but if I was to gift him anything, I have enough knowledge to know what he likes at the very least. Like I know something, and so it was like even like okay, he loves Playboy Cardi, like the whole thing with him and Max and Cardi, like that whole thing. Like that, even just seeing that showed me, okay, well, he's a huge Cardi fan, or even him and Max talk about Cardi a lot, like just shit like that. Like you could have gave him a Cardi themed, a Cardi themed. Damn, I wasn't expecting that fucking recovery, but you could have gave him a Cardi themed. You could have gave him a Cardi themed locker, and I'm pretty sure he would have been very fucking happy with that. But I feel like it's just people not doing their research. And honestly, one of his biggest clips was with his clip with him being mad over Max getting posted by Cardi instead of him, and he's the one who did the whole Cardi fit first with the backwards jersey and the hat and the do rag, etc., etc. So it was just like that was his whole thing. Like, I understand where he coming from because if somebody was to give me a gift and it seemed more like they weren't really trying to give me a gift, they were just trying to, get some recognition for them giving me the gift. I feel like that would be a totally different thing. So it was like that's how that would have came off to me. Like, oh well, with me being in phase, you probably felt like you had to give me one. So since you really don't know me like that, you just gave me whatever to kind of like fill in that space instead of really giving me something that came from like your hard work and ethic. Like if and I personally feel like that. Like if I'm gonna give somebody a gift, I go to 100 miles to find out what they like. Like okay, my one of my peoples, she always tells me I love like I want an Apple Watch, I want an Apple Watch, I want an Apple Watch. Well, Mother's Day, I had planned on giving her an Apple Watch, but my finances didn't really work out like that. So, but that was something that I still plan on getting her, an Apple Watch, because I know that's something that she really likes. It might seem surface level, but she talks about it all the time. Well, not all the time, but she brings it up enough for me to be like, okay, well, that's something that she really likes and something that she kind of needs because with her job, she can't really have her phone on her too much. But that would be not an essential necessarily, but a add-on that can help her get through like the day, or that can at the very least help her out. So it's not only something that helps her, it's something that she wants. So it's just like I'm one of them people. I look deeper than some surface level BS. Like, okay, my sister likes music. Am I just gonna grab any old like any '90s record from the fucking store and be like, here you go for her birthday. Fuck no. If I know she likes music, I'm gonna get her a few albums from her top 5 artists, like stuff like that. So I feel like it's not even it's not even, I wouldn't even say they had to went the extra mile. It's just if you are gonna go surface level, dig a little deep with what you're doing. Like I said, they could have went the New York route, but they could have did it even better. Like he always says he's from the Flossies. They could have did a whole like they could have did research on what the Flossies is or what it means. Like they could have seen if any of their viewers or watchers or followers are from there, and or even just looked it up and did internet research. But it's just like a lot of people, like I said, they don't really fuck with him, or they see him as just like a smaller extension, so they try to downplay him, and that's kind of how I feel about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep. Maybe I'm being a little parasocial. I don't think so, but maybe that is what that is. I'm one of those people. It's not a deep thing for me. I just feel like the internet kind of they do too much in these situations. Like trying to make him seem like he's a bad guy because he didn't like it. I wouldn't have liked that shit either personally. Like the shoes were a nice thing to give me. Like I would appreciate the shoes, but as far as the locker itself, I would have felt like you just like where everybody's being so well detailed, so like eccentrically made, like tethered to their exact personality or like a theme about them or even what blew them up. It's just insane to me that you would go the extra mile for them, but when it came to me, you was just like, oh well, he's from New York, so this is what we're going with. And that's crazy because if somebody gave me a Chicago themed locker, I'd love it, but I'd love it more if they actually did the research about Chicago and not just gave me a fucking Chicago skyline themed fucking locker. Like that's just me personally though. Oh damn, I gotta stop playing with that. But yeah, that's just my personal outlook. I want to know what y'all think. Comment, leave a like. Um, I want to do more things like this, just kind of give my opinion on shit. I really don't care who cares. I'm not going to really argue over my opinion too much. Like, if I feel like somebody's giving ignorant opinion about something, or they're saying like unbelievably stupid shit, then I might like, okay, motherfucker, like, now we got to kind of have a conversation about this. But if it's like some goofy shit, I'm not arguing about no dumb shit, especially if somebody says some dumb shit. Like if you just generally don't know what you're talking about, I'm not having that conversation with you. And that's just what that is. That's like a motherfucker who basically never watched anime in their life, or probably like watched Dragon Ball Z when they were little and never watched DBZ ever again. So try to sit there and have an in-depth conversation with me about DBZ, that type thing, or like a motherfucker who, um, like who doesn't watch basketball or have that basketball knowledge, try to tell me something about basketball. Like you don't know the game like that, and that's just one of them things. I'm not really going to argue with people. I'm not going to have no dumbass conversation in the comments about the situation. It just is what it is. This is my opinion. It's not, it's not the end of the world. So with that being said, I thank y'all for y'all time. Whoever tunes in, whoever doesn't. And yeah, just my opinion. Have a nice night. Finna play the game with some homies. Like I said, my friends called a minute ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on with him. I'm gonna probably stream in a minute too, so if you tune into that too, appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Have a nice night. Okay, okay, okay. Internet with me getting killed is crazy. Hold on, let me cook. I said let me cook and then got cooked. That's insane. Why is it not letting me fast fall? I'm gonna hold that L. I'm gonna hold that L. Well, I'm not. I'm gonna rematch him, but my eyes only. You feel me? I'll catch y'all later though.